Nevada. I'm the president of Sterling Trading Tech. First off, we'd like to thank Trade Ideas for inviting us to host this webinar. Trade Ideas is a longtime partner of ours and a very valuable resource to traders. So we're always excited to work together with Trade Ideas wherever we can. And hopefully this is the first of many. I'd also like to thank all the traders for attending. We're always excited when we find opportunities like this where we can speak directly to traders and more importantly get feedback directly from traders. In terms of the format for today, I'm going to spend a few minutes just talking about our firm for those of you who are not familiar with Sterling Trading Tech. And then we'll talk a bit about the business of trading, our products and what we have to offer, and how it can be, how we can benefit the active traders. And then we'll jump into, a few minutes of live platform demos. We tried to leave some time at the end for a brief question and answer section. But if there's, if there are technical difficulties with Q&A or if we run out of time, we will make sure that you have our contact information at the end so that you can follow up directly with any questions or any feedback that you may have. So to start off, as I said, I'm Jim Navati. I'm the president of Sterling Trading Tech. I'm a former prop trader on the futures side. Prior to that, I worked in the .com space back when the .coms were big, prior to when they started blowing up. And then I switched to the ever stable industry of trading, and then started at Sterling 12 years ago, where it was a nice fit for my technology and trading background. I'd also like to introduce Ravi Jan. Ravi Jan is our Director of Risk and Derivatives and started with us earlier in this year when we acquired the CBOE Live Vol X platform that we're now rebranding and selling under Sterling Vol Trader. Ravi, do you want to introduce yourself and say a few words?
Thanks, Jim. Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Ravi Jan. I've been in the options and risk markets for over 30 years in a variety of roles, everywhere from options market making in FX, precious metals, and equities, as well as in a variety of risk roles in some major banks. So I joined Sterling about four to 5 months ago, and quite excited about the opportunity to bring a variety of new derivative or option-centric products as well as risk products to the community. We're working on several exciting products, and today we're gonna show you the Vol Trader product, which Jim mentioned, that we recently acquired from the CBOE.
Thanks, Ravi. So, for anyone not already familiar with Sterling Trading Tech, we're a broker-neutral technology provider to the trading community. We have three primary product lines: trading platforms, risk and compliance tech, and infrastructure products. We're best known for our Sterling Trader Pro trading platform, but actually we offer a suite of trading platforms, which is important to the end trader because there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to trading platforms. We firmly believe that there's a right platform for every trader. Your choice of trading platforms as a trader, is one of the most important decisions you make. So it's important to find, the platform that's best for you, your individual needs, your trading style, and so forth. One of the, so we're going to talk about a lot about the business of trading and kind of in the beginning and the things that go into that. But one of the absolutely critical components to your trading is your relationship with your technology provider. Your technology provider should be a partner to your business, and your technology provider should be readily available to support you. That's one of those things that it's really easy to talk about when you're giving a webinar or presentation like this, but what does it really look like in practice in the real world? So in the real world, it means, when you have a question about your trading software, is there someone you can call to ask questions? Can you get someone on the phone? Do they pick up? Are they helpful? Are they willing to spend the time with you, to get you where you need to be? Will your technology provider give you demo logins so that you can play around with it? If you want something, like extra training, if you're trying to learn how to use a new feature, or say you're trying a new order type and you want to play around with it, is there someone that's that's there to help you, and really partner with you? And then obviously, most importantly, and this isn't necessarily something people think about, but is there someone that will help you if something goes wrong? If an order gets stuck at an exchange, will they, is there someone that will status it for you quickly? Will they do everything they can to get you information in as fast of a time frame as possible? All of that stuff is, the things that go into the support component of technology. At Sterling, one of the key benefits of using our technology, it's not just the technology itself, but it's a service that goes along with the technology. As I mentioned earlier, we're a broker-neutral technology firm, and that means that we're tied into a large number of broker-dealers within our network. As a trader, that matters to you because it means you can evaluate different brokers on our network and decide what's the best fit for you. We have brokers that fit every trading style, whether you're a new trader, an experienced trader, an equities trader, an options trader, a complex options trader, whatever your trading style, we have a broker, that's a good fit for you. And, just as we believe there's a right trading platform for every trader, there's a best broker for every trader as well. And it's important that you find someone who understands you and your trading. All of the information about our broker networks online on our website at www.sterlingtradingtech.com. We're also, I'm not going to talk about specific brokers here, but we are happy to make referrals and introductions on your behalf for any traders that want to reach out to us directly or want recommendations for brokers. Going back to the, kind of the business of trading, before we jump into the actual trading platforms, one of the topics I want to touch on is cost. There's a big myth with some traders where they think that professional trading platforms are too expensive for them. And what we found is that in most cases, it's not actually true. And the reasons for that are, if you're trading with a broker who caters to new traders or more retail style trading, your true technology costs are hidden. I'll sometimes hear traders talk about how their technology is free. And, I can assure you that no one's technology is actually free. It just means that your technology costs are hidden in your commission structure. And the problem with that is that if your technology costs are hidden, you don't actually know what you're paying for your technology. The other big component to cost is what you're paying in commission. And if you look at some of the brokers on our network, most of them publish their commission rates right on their website. And again, we can refer you to brokers based on your trading style and what we learn about you. But if you compare them to a more traditional retail style broker, you'll immediately see their commission costs are significantly less. We put together a chart here. I'm not going to go through every component of it, but you can see an example where I went through typical costs for a trader who makes 10 trades or more a month using our professional web trading platform. And what you'll see is that if you make more than 10 trades or more a month, in this scenario, it's actually cheaper to use a professional trading platform with one of our brokers. And that's before you get into the, to the actual trading advantages of using a professional trading platform and the tools that it gives you to be a better trader. So now, I do also just want to stop. With all that being said, I do want to reiterate there is the right broker for every trader. If you're just starting out, you're not placing a lot of trades, and you don't need professional trading tools, one of the retail brokers, that you might see advertised on TV may actually be the best fit for you. All right, so kind of moving on into the technology side of things. And this is the last slide before we jump into looking at the actual trading platforms. I have a platform comparison chart on our website. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through it now, but I just wanted to point it out, let you know what's on our website. And this basically lays out all of the different platforms we offer, the differences in functionality for each. As I mentioned, there is a right platform for every trader. And since we offer a suite of trading platforms, we believe we have a trading platform for everybody. The platforms we're going to talk about today are Sterling Trader Pro, Sterling Trader Web, Sterling Trader Mobile, and Sterling Vol Trader. I know that's several platforms in a relatively short period of time. The goal today is just kind of show you the highlights, give you an overview of each platform, and then at the end of this, we'll give you the information you need to request a demo of each platform so that you can play around with them yourselves. So Sterling Trader Pro is our platform for active traders and is our flagship, most widely deployed platform. Sterling Trader Web is our high-end web-based trading platform, and Sterling Trader Mobile is our iOS and Android mobile trading platform. As we mentioned earlier, Sterling Vol Trader is our highly sophisticated options trading platform. It has portfolio analysis and sophisticated modeling tools in addition to complex order entry and options trading. Ravi Jan, as I said, is our options and derivatives expert. So when we get to Vol Trader, he'll cover that component. Moving on to Sterling Trader Pro, which, as I mentioned, is what we'll start with. So Sterling Trader Pro is our most widely used trading platform. It allows you to trade equities, options, and futures. We do level 1 and level 2 market data for the U.S. and international equity markets. And we connect, as you saw with our earlier slide, we connect to all major exchanges and broker network. In addition to equity trading, we also offer single leg and multi-leg option trading as well as futures. In terms of I've got a screenshot here, but we'll jump into a live demo of Trader Pro shortly. Kind of some of the highlights are the entire platform can be customized to suit your needs. Color schemes, Windows layouts, running it next to other applications, running it with across multiple monitors. It's completely customizable. We see, whenever we walk into traders' offices, we're always surprised. We'll see someone with 30 copies of one window, and it's interesting because you see, because it's so customizable, people use it in a lot of different ways. We also have advanced charting. We have 80 configurable chart studies. I'll show you that, but that's something that we added last year because when we got in front of traders, we started to realize that a lot of them were paying both for a professional trading platform and a professional charting platform. Given that costs are important to everyone, we wanted to provide our traders tools so that a professional charting platform was built into the into Sterling Trader Pro, so that it's not something that needs to be purchased separately. We also show full depth of book market data, which gives traders a complete view of the markets. And what that means is most platforms don't actually show you the full market. They'll show you, every platform shows you level 1 data, which is the best bid and the best offer and the last sale. But most platforms don't show you the full depth of book. They'll show you, they might show you NASDAQ total view, but not ARCA and BATS and EDGE and EDGX, or they might show you, NASDAQ level 2, but not ARCA or not NYSE open book or not, or not Amex open book. Sterling is the only platform outside of Bloomberg. Sterling is the only platform I know of that shows you the actual full market. As a trader, that matters because if you don't see the full market, you don't know who's in front of you when you're when you're stacking orders in the book. You don't have the full visibility that you need as a trader, to make educated decisions. Other components are hotkey and hot button functionality, which again is part of a professional tool suite that lets traders enter orders quickly and react to market conditions quickly without having to fill out an order ticket, without having to move your mouse and point and click on things. With just a keystroke or two, in some cases, you can send orders quickly or modify orders quickly and easily. And you can also create your own custom hotkeys to fit your trading style. When we go to the live platform demo, I'll walk you through a little bit of that. We also have custom market data watch lists to show you all of the information you care about in terms of symbols that you want to watch, and we have basket trading functionality. Moving along to Sterling Trader Web. Web is our HTML5 based trading platform, full equity, full options trading functionality. We're in the process of adding options spread to it. It's available in multiple languages, and it's pretty exciting for us. It's a relatively new product. We launched it about a year and a half, 2 years ago, but we've put in really intensive development on it now. So we have a lot of stuff coming down the pipe for our web platform. One of the nice things, and one of the things I personally like the best about the web platform is that it's widget based, and we'll show you when we do the demo. But because it's widget based, it means it's like Pro. It's almost infinitely customizable. You can create as many different web views as you want. You can have a bunch of different tabs in it where you see only the data you care about and only what's relevant to your trading. The other thing that's unique to Sterling on our web platform and also on our mobile platform is that they're available both as standalone platforms, or they can be offered as an add-on to Sterling Trader Pro. What that means is if you're using Sterling Trader Pro and you want to go to lunch, you can leave your office for lunch, pull up the mobile or the web application on your phone, and monitor your positions, monitor your trades, interact with the market, while you're not physically at your desk. Or if you're done trading for the day, you go home, you hear some news, and you want to log in from home, you can log into the web-based trading platform and do that, view positions, manage risk, and so forth. Highlights of functionality on web are streaming market depth, which allows traders to see the entire market. Most trading platforms, most web-based trading platforms don't have that. Most web-based trading platforms will only show you the inside level 1 NBB, national bid, national best offer market data. We also have real-time charts with 25 studies, which is a sophisticated platform charting package for a web-based application, which also includes chart-based order entry. And then we have market data watch list where you can see whatever's currently moving, the most active trades on the most active symbols on the day. And then I'll go through linking windows and some of the usability stuff in a minute when we jump to the live platform demos. Sterling Trader Mobile. I'm not going to demo it today because it's tough to demo a mobile-based platform in a webinar. But I wanted to show you some screenshots. The one on the left is our mobile platform on an Android. The one on the right is on an iOS device. And again, like web, it's available as either a standalone trading platform or as an add-on to Pro. It also offers sophisticated charting tools and depth of market displays. I'm not aware of any other mobile-based platforms that offer full depth of market the way we do as well. And then also real-time charts, and again, market data watch list to see top risers and fallers. Risers and fallers meaning what's moving, the most active on the upside or the downside on the day. And at this point, I'm going to let Ravi talk about Sterling Vol Trader, and then after that, we'll jump into the live platform demos. So Ravi, all yours.
Thanks, Jim. So Sterling Vol Trader is our newest platform. As we had mentioned earlier, we recently acquired this from the CBOE. It used to be called Live Vol X. And Sterling Vol Trader is really meant for the option-centric trader. The entire platform is geared around essentially volatility. So traders that use volatility as their primary decision-making tool, whether it be implied volatility, historical volatility, skew analysis, etc., will highly benefit from Vol Trader because it's got a whole set of features for not only searching for trading opportunities based on such analytics, but also features like ability to place complex spread orders, managing the risk of a portfolio, looking at different what-if scenarios on a portfolio, and a scanner. So if we go to the next page, next slide, some of the
absolutely right.
So some of the key features is probably the most important feature is that the analytical data, the derived data such as historical implied volatilities, historical implied vol skews, etc., are all integrated into the platform. So unlike other platforms where you might have the current implied vol data, but you have to go and get everything else from other data sources, everything here is integrated within the platform. Some of the other features that make it unique are its intraday option market statistics, which give a fantastic snapshot of what's happening for any given name across the entire market in the options market. The scanner, as I mentioned, combines. It's a unique scanner in the sense that not only does it combine standard scans on stock statistics, on fundamentals, etc. It combines that with historical implied vol data along with intraday data. So, you could do a scan of what stock is implied vol is jumping to greater than its 52-week high today, but also filter those by certain fundamentals. So the unique ability to filter by scan by any of those combinations is quite powerful for an options trader. And I did mention the advanced risk management features, and I will show you some of those when we actually look at the platform. Ability to trade a variety of complex option spreads, from your simple covered call writing to butterfly trades, etc. And another key feature, which I'm going to demo as well, is an earnings analysis tool. Many option traders like to trade options around earnings, and this has some very interesting features as well as historical data on how the option markets have behaved around earnings. So those are some of the highlights. It's got a ton of other features, but we just wanted to sort of call these out, and I'll demo some of these when we look at the platform.
Great, thank you, Ravi. I'm going to jump now to Sterling Trader Pro on keeping an eye on the time and making sure that I leave enough time for Ravi. I'm just going to touch on some of the highlights of the platform and some of the key functionality that we know traders like about the system. But again, at the end we'll give you information so that you can request demos and play, try the system for yourself and play around with it for yourself. As I mentioned before, one of the components is customization, and I don't want to harp on customization too much, but it's important for you as a trader, to be able to align your trading environment the way it makes sense to you. So you can do things like, basic things like messing around with color schemes, and some of the, some kind of basic things like that. And allow yourself, to see the system the way you want, as well as, moving windows around, and giving you, a layout that makes sense to you. It's just a very common layout, designed to fit as much as possible on a single monitor for the webinar purpose. But you can run, I'm running one chart. You can run, 20 charts or 50 charts. I'm running one level 2 order entry window. You can run as many copies of that as you want. One of the things I guess I'll start with is, looking at chart studies. And we did this, as I mentioned before. We built out our new charting package because a lot of traders, when we were going into their offices, we found they were paying for eSignal or for some other charting package. And there's a lot of great charting packages out there. But if you don't need everything that a professional charting package offers, or you don't want to pay the additional the additional cost for it, we built a really good, sophisticated charting package to try to help traders save on cost. So we have 80 individual studies. I'm not going to go through them all. The important thing to know is that if there's a study that you want to check out, or you want to play around with, or you've been reading about, or you heard someone talk about in a seminar, it's most likely here. If it's not here, you can request it for us, and we will fit it into our development cycle and build it out. One of the, if you look through, if you were to look at our release notes, which we publish on our website, you'd see that VWAP is an indicator that we added recently because a lot of our traders wanted to add a VWAP indicator. So we added that, and it was purely just based on trader requests. So, going back to the technology, your technology provider being a partner to you, that's all part of that is, if there's tools our traders need, we want to build them for traders. The other thing that we did recently was add tab charts, where you can have a tab for any chart that you want to see, and as you go, this will build as you go throughout the day. So you can see earlier today I was looking at some stuff in Brazil. I was looking at Netflix, Microsoft, Groupon. As a technology firm, my mind always naturally just goes to the technology stocks. The other thing that's nice from your platform being nimble and reacting to the market quickly is we have by default all of these windows linked together. So if you notice when I click on the chart for the tab in the chart for Groupon, it automatically updates my time and sales. It updates my level 2. And so forth. So, as you're navigating and as you're looking at things, your order entry windows are ready for you. You can also, in my stock watch list down here, I can double click on anything that I'm looking at, and it'll automatically update the order entry in the chart windows. As I mentioned earlier, we show the full depth of book. Except for Bloomberg, I'm not aware of any other platforms that do. We're looking at this after hours, so it's not moving a lot, and you don't see a lot in here. But you can see in the depth of book component where you see all of the different individual market makers. And when you subscribe to a demo, we provide free market data, free delayed market data. Quotes are delayed by 15 minutes, but you'll see all of the data available, and you'll see all of the market makers moving around. We also offer watch lists, and this is I'm showing just a snapshot of data, but this is just showing the individual. I'm looking at indices, equities, and futures, and then showing the different data elements that I care about when I want to see it. We've added stuff like this as well for traders. Last year we had a group of traders that their strategy was trading the spread between the bid and the ask, and so they wanted to monitor, when the spread got wide and when the spread got narrowed. So we added a data element so that they could do that within the platform itself, rather than trying to tie it into Excel or some other third-party component. And then the last thing I want to cover on Pro, two things I want to cover. One is for hotkeys, which is the hotkeys are the ability to navigate quickly and to do whatever order action that you need to do. It can be something as basic as canceling an order, modifying an order, or placing new orders. So you can see we have two styles of hotkeys. The ones in blue are all predetermined functionality. So you can see one of them is a cancel all, which I've assigned to my escape key. And it cancels all open orders. So if I'm trading and there's some big news that's coming out, I can just hit escape, and no matter whether I'm working 10 orders or 100 orders, everything will cancel quickly and easily. You can also set your own hotkeys where you create whatever order action that you want to do. In this case, I've set it so that I have a hotkey where if I hit F4, then I send a buy order at the bid. I've done the same thing for F5, where I send a buy order at the ask price. And then if I look at my sell sides for F8 and F9 are my sell at the bid or the sell at the ask. So what that means is, I can be watching the market, and then I can react quickly without having to fill out an order ticket, without having to push any buttons. On the manipulate the GUI, I can just hit a hotkey and send orders. And you can see orders going in and how quickly it is to place multiple orders at a time. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that comes with, the speed of a professional trading platform is the ability to react quickly to the market. I'm going to switch over now to Sterling Trader Web. I'm going to talk about that for a couple of minutes, and then I will hand it back to Ravi. Before I do that, I'm going to place an order in Microsoft, which is a test symbol on a test order on our system, because I want to show you what happens when, how the different platforms are interoperable. If you'll bear with me 1 second, I'm just getting logged in. All right, great. So I'm showing now our Sterling Trader Web in our demo system. As I mentioned before, it's HTML5. The reason that matters is because it lets you stream. It streams as opposed to doing snap quotes, and it shows you full market depth. As I mentioned before, most web-based platforms don't show you full market depth. They would just show you the inside level 1 information. It's widget-based, as I mentioned, and what that means is, you can customize this thing to look like whatever you want it to look like. For example, I have a data tab on here where I'm showing a risers and fallers list. In this case, I'm showing risers based on net change. We're after hours, so you see this as 0, but in the day that would be populated with whatever I'd moved the most, and a chart. If I decide, in this widget that I also want to see, news, then I can add news, and then I can configure it to show wherever I want to on the application. If I want to do a new tab where I'm just looking at my positions because I want to show them all just in one window where I can click on, I can create a new tab. I can go to it and I can rename it positions or whatever else I want based on what I want to see. The point of that is similar to to Pro and our other platforms. It's fully customizable to suit your trading needs. The other stuff that I think is really exciting is you can link all of these windows together, which is really, for a web-based trading platform is interesting because that's stuff that's typically only found in a C++ desktop installed platform. So what you can do, and you can see I'm clicking on each window, and then I'm just selecting the color. We link based on color. And then if I go into any of these windows and change the symbol, then it'll update all of the other windows. So the same idea with Pro, the easier we can make it for traders to see, to update information and to see the markets, the better off they are. And at that, I'm going to pass this over to Ravi and let him spend some time walking you through Sterling Vol Trader.
And Jim, I just wanted to show that you put that Microsoft order in Sterling Trader Pro, and
I did.
there
I meant to talk about that. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Ravi. I meant to talk about that. So you can see as I mentioned before, these are interoperable. So the Microsoft order I placed in Pro, say I had placed that earlier, I then switched to my web-based trading platform. It's still there, so I can cancel it, I can modify it, I can monitor whether or not I got the fill, but they're fully interoperable. Anything you do in one platform is visible in the other. Ravi, thank you. I appreciate you reminding me of that. And Ravi, I'm going to pass this over to you now.
Okay.
And then in just a minute, we'll all see Ravi's screen. There it is. Thank you, Ravi.
Okay. So thank you, Jim. So now we'll spend a few minutes on Vol Trader. And as you'll see, Vol Trader is very different. While Sterling Trader Pro was highly geared towards the very active trader, based on technical charts, etc. Vol Trader is very, very volatility or options driven. If you see, just about every screen has implied vol data. Right here, if you pick a stock, it shows the current implied volatilities. It shows the historical implied volatilities. It shows the historical volatilities. So everything is very, very volatility centric. So, and saying the value of that is demonstrated by things like the chart. Let's take the chart. Let's take the Google chart. So up on top is your typical bar chart, but at the bottom, if you focus on the bottom chart, we have the ability to look at historical, both implied and historical vols. The value of that is you can see how implied volatility trades, let's say at a premium or a discount. Like in this case, we can see that the red, which is the implied vol, tends to trade a small premium over historical vols, and then there's a bit of a mean reversion. But in some stocks, you might find that implied vols always trade at a huge premium. All this is very useful for an options trader while building a portfolio. I'll take another example of specifically of the earnings related functionality. So let's say I click on Netflix. And for Netflix, assume you're a trader that wants to put on a Netflix trade just before earnings. You want to play the earnings. You think there's going to be potentially a big move. You want to put some option positions on. Well, one of the things that most traders, option traders, know is that right after earnings, volatility collapses. So the question is, if you do put on long option positions before earnings, how much are you giving away due to the volatility move? And for that, you need to have some indication of how it behaved in the past. Now here in one screen, you can see all that information. Historical earnings moves for Netflix. And each of these charts show you, going back for the last 8 quarters, what actually happened on earnings, on the price, to the at-the-money straddle, and to the volatility. So if I put my cursor here, I can see that in April, implied volatility for the May options went from 42 before earnings to about 25 after earnings, or 26 after earnings. Similarly, the quarter before that, it went from 51 to 27. The quarter before that, it went from 55 to 33. This is really valuable information because it tells you that if you're trading the 1-month option, you're going to expect almost a 20 vol drop right after earnings. So you can now incorporate that into when you're building a strategy around earnings. Another feature I want to show you is, of course, the options montage, which allows you to see obviously the current market prices, the theos, and you can add all the Greeks to this. But once you have a portfolio, let's say I have a very a simple portfolio. One of the important features is the ability to look at your a scenario analysis on your portfolio, which is critical for any options portfolio. So this is my portfolio, a bunch of options on Apple, Goldman Sachs, IBM, Tesla, and I even have some VIX futures thrown in there. So I can go into what's called the portfolio analyzer. Now, this allows me to do a what-if analysis on the portfolio. What does my P&L look like for a change in the market? We can look at, for any given expiration, we can look at moving date forward. So let's say we move the date forward 3 weeks, and now we can see what my P&L is current, as well as how it's going to look 3 weeks from now at different price levels. But more importantly, we can actually add volatility shocks, so we can set custom volatility shocks. So not only can you look at what the current P&L is, but what the P&L is for a move in volatility as well. To clear the time shock. But the next level is the beta. We know that I just mentioned we have a VIX position in there, and VIX is negative beta to the market. Obviously, it's a negative correlation to the market. So we can now look at the beta-adjusted shock. So in other words, this now moves the VIX in the opposite direction of the market. So this gives a far truer picture of what your portfolio exposure is on a market move. Now, let's say you're looking at this and you say, well, I don't really like the risk I have on the downside. It's too much. I want to hedge this with something. I'm nervous about what's happening in North Korea or whatever. And so you want to hedge this with something. Well, a really cool feature is that you can actually go and put in some simulated trades. And so we're going to close the portfolio analyzer for a second. And we're going to go to our SPY trades. Let's say you want to put on a SPY trade to hedge it. So you can go and say, I'm going to put on, buy some puts let's take the 240 puts in September, and right here I can enter a position. So I'll say I'm going to buy 50. It's not a real position. It's a simulated position for you to do a what-if analysis on. So I'm saying, let's say if I buy 50 of these contracts, they're going to cost me about $1 and change. And now I'm going to go back to my portfolio analyzer. And this is where we started with. This is our, I'm going to click on beta adjusted. This is our current portfolio. We have about a $200 and something thousand loss for 20% move. Now I can say, well, I want to see this along with my simulated position. And look at this. This now tells you that with that, adding that simulated position, see how my risk of my portfolio changed. And now it's actually pretty well hedged. It's actually not a bad trade to do against this portfolio. In addition, at the bottom here, you can see the actual numbers, the actual P&Ls and Greeks for different shocks of the market. You can see P&L and Greeks by each of the symbols. You can see the Greeks bucketed by expiration, etc. So this is a very powerful tool, especially when you're managing a complex options portfolio. There's a lot of other features in this, but I just wanted to show you some of the more sort of standout features in this platform. Jim, I'll turn it over to you, back to you.
Great, thanks, Ravi. 1 second, I will take.
Oh, let me give you back. Sorry. Let me give it back to you.
Great. All right. Can everyone see my screen? All right, great. Thank you. So thanks, Ravi. So we're approaching the end, but I just wanted to recap. As I mentioned earlier, we believe there is a right broker and trading platform for every trader. We believe your technology provider should be a partner to you and a resource for your trading needs. I just want to remind everyone, the myth of professional trading tools are not for everyone. We actually think, most traders benefit from professional trading tools and, can trade at a similar or lower cost than a more retail-oriented platform. I know we're gonna jump into. Hopefully, we've left enough time for a couple minutes of question and answer. But I do want to give everyone our contact information. Contact us at any time with additional questions at sales@sterlingtrader.com. You can also, I've got a screenshot of our website, but I'm going to pull up our website as well. On any page on our website, wherever you go, in the upper right-hand corner is a try the demo. If you click on that, then that will give you, go to a link where you can select the trading platform you'd like a demo of, complete your information, and we'll send you a demo login with delayed data free of charge. We also have user guides on our support section of our website, as long as a video section of our website that we're actively building out and adding new content to. We'll likely add this webinar to the video section of our website at a later date. As well as we're happy to do in addition to questions now, we're happy to do one-on-one follow-ups with individual traders for specific functionalities that they want to see or that they want to try out. So I will, Scott, I'll turn this back over to you, but thank you everyone for your time.
Yeah, hey, thank you. We can remain on your screen there. There's some questions in the questions panel, so if you can't view that yourself yet, it should be active now. If you look at your GoToWebinar interface, there should be a little drop-down arrow where you can expand that. Would you like me to read the questions out to you, or do you want to go ahead and do that? I can just run through them and you can answer them in order. I can do that.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that would actually be great.
Great.
I can see them, but I can't see them. I can't see them in a way that is very easy to read, so that would be great.
Okay, no problem. So we have a question about Sterling Pro's uptime. So is there a daily time window when Sterling Pro shuts down for server maintenance?
There is. So Pro is up from 2 a.m. Actually, it's either 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Eastern, and then it shuts down at midnight Eastern. So it's basically up for 21 or 22 hours a day. The markets are only open from 4 a.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern. So that gives you, plenty of, it's open for significantly earlier than the markets open and available for significantly after the markets open.
Great. A question about the chart in level 2. If someone wants to know if they click on a symbol in the watch list, are those linked? Do they automatically populate the chart in level 2?
They are, and let me bear with me. Let me pull that up 1 second, and I'll just demo that for you quickly.
Sure. And if
okay, great. So,
go ahead.
So I'm back in Pro, and if you look at the, right now the chart, the time and sales on level 2 is all on Microsoft. In my stock watch, I'll double click on Groupon, and you can see everything switches over. And you can very quickly just double click and go through your list, quickly and easily.
Great. How many order entry windows can link to one single chart in level 2?
There's no real limit. It's mainly driven by the amount of screen space that the amount of real estate you have on your screen. And one of the things that people do is you can to save on real estate. You can tie multiple order entry windows to a single chart. So, for example, just putting this in here to let me just make all of this look the same for example purposes. I'll put one level 2 over here, and then the other is up in the right hand corner. And I am going to link these windows. So I'll add this to in Pro we do a concept of group. I'm adding this to group 1. And then there's another setting that I'm going to do so that I can ignore windows so that the level 2s can link to a common chart and not change each other. This is the kind of stuff that we inherently know where it is, but it's you would call it, you can call us and ask us how to do things. So for example, if I do, in my level 2 down below, if I put an IBM, you can see it updates the chart and the time and sales, but not the other order entry window. I can then go to the other order entry window, and type in Siri, and it'll update the chart and time and sales, but not the other order entry window. So the reason that's interesting is then, you can flip back and forth into whatever order entry windows you want. And then when you do, it'll automatically update your chart time and sales windows.
And it's all managed.
And as I said, there's no real number limit there. It's just all what you have the real estate for.
Gotcha. How in depth do your training videos get that you have, or like? It says, are there in-depth advanced trading videos on how to customize your platform?
There's some. We have a YouTube channel that has a number of videos. A number of them are listed on the website where I just was. There's not as many as we would like yet. We're actively building them out, so over time that list of videos will grow. We do have a user guide online, and then also a lot of the times because we give free demos. That's a lot of times just playing around and interacting with the platform on your desktop is a good way to learn. And then if you email us at sales@sterlingtrader.com, we're also happy to schedule time with one of our client service representatives, who could block off a half an hour or an hour and go through the platform with you.
Oh, that's great. So you do provide that kind of support too. Fantastic.
Absolutely. But as I mentioned, your technology provider needs to be a partner to you. It's important that you can get the training you need if you're going to use their tools.
Right on. Someone was asking if hot buttons are available.
Yes, they are, and I didn't. I think I said I was going to cover them, and I didn't. So hot buttons are available, and you can take. Let me just take one that I already have set up. So anything that you do as a hotkey can be done as a hot button. So, for example, I've got, I know I have on my cancel all, I have a hot button for that. I named it cancel all. I'm going to go in and then, just to show you how quick it is, I'll add a couple more. This is going to be buy and bid. And then this one's going to be buy and ask. And I guess just to show a good real world example, I'll do sell at bid, and then I'll do sell at ask. So then you go into your level 2 or your order entry window, and then you select, you select the hot button bar to add them, and then you go in and you select your hot button bar setup. I'm going to move this into the center of the screen. I'm going to get rid of the ones that I had previously and just show the order entry ones because that's a little more typical. Mm-hmm. You can go in and add them. You can customize them based on color. So just for a quick and easy example, I'll make the buy ones blue, and then I'll make the sell ones red, just for example purposes. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see in the top, in the order entry window, I now have 4 hot buttons that I created in, maybe that took me, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then instead of using a hotkey, I can just click on the buttons to place orders. I'm hiding my trading monitor so you don't see the orders going in. But so you can click on the buttons to send orders as opposed to using a hotkey or filling out an order entry ticket.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Is there any advantage of using a web-based over the standard platform for you?
It really depends on the trader. As I mentioned earlier, there's a right platform for every trader. I think most traders can benefit from having access to a web and mobile platform in addition to the front end. And then it just depends on, do you need, as a trader, do you need the functionality of a desktop install platform? A lot of traders who are just starting out or who are coming from a more retail-oriented broker platform, may only need the functionality of a web-based trading platform. The web-based trading platforms are really good. The big difference between web and a C++ desktop install platform
I've lost audio on my end here for a moment. Hopefully you come back in.
Scott, are there a couple more?
Yeah, I actually lost audio for a moment there. Okay, it's back. There's a 2-part question and then a couple other ones.
Great.
How long will an over-the-counter order / bracket order last if the user doesn't cancel? Is it automatically canceled by the system after market close and or before the next day market opens?
Sure. So Osio orders, so those are one cancel other, which means that, if they're a pretty cool feature. And they're actually something I should probably highlight more because I don't think we talk enough about them. But they're one cancel other, so you can place 2 or more orders and then link them together. So, for example, if you enter a trade and you enter in a position, you can place an order that's your target where you want to get out and take your profit, and then you can place an order on the downside where you want to lock in a loss. Limit a loss. And then whichever order gets filled first, the other one will automatically cancel. It's a nice order functionality. It is good for that trading day. So if I place an order, if I place a couple of Osio orders and link them together, it's good for that trading day. It does not carry over to the following day.
Great. I guess someone's asking, there's another question about what is the cost, but you have several different platforms. Maybe you could just talk about the 2 most popular.
Sure. So cost is kind of a tough one. only because it can vary broker to broker depending on the number of traders that the brokers have. But generally speaking, our web and mobile platform as a standalone is $50 a month, and then Sterling Trader Pro starts at $230 a month, and Vol Trader is $500 a month. There are some, there may be some nuances to that, but that's kind of the general pricing.
Gotcha. And another OCO order question: are your stop orders and OCO orders held on the server side or on my local machine? So Sai there is asking where they reside.
They are held server side, so that if you place an OCO order and you lose power or you turn your computer off or something like that, then they are stored on the server and you're still protected.
All right, we do have still some more questions. We'll see how many we can get to before. Do you have any promotional pricing for Trade Ideas users? Well, maybe there might be something down the road for that. We could send out in an email.
Yeah, I guess the answer there would be not yet, but it is a great idea, and we are always looking to do more with Trade Ideas. So maybe that's something that we'll do down the road here, because we do want to keep doing more with Trade Ideas, and that's a great idea. Like I said at the beginning, we want trader feedback. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Do you have any limit on level 2s that can be open? I think you said there's no limit to the linking, but you can.
There is no practical limit to the number of level 2s. There's no inherent limit. Typically from a real estate standpoint, it matters just kind of in screen real estate. How many monitors you have, how much data what kind of computer you're operating on, and what kind of processor it has. I've walked into heavy options traders or heavy equities traders and seen them running, as anywhere between 50 to 75 level 2s or options order entry windows at once. So there's no real practical limit there.
Great. Someone saw you flipping back and forth between symbols without retyping them. I think you wanted to find out how you were doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way to do that is really in our stock watch, and we also have this in our trading monitor and our position summary and a lot of our windows. We have the ability to, and this is going a little nuanced, but it was asked and I do want to show you. We have something called a double click event. Double click event is exactly like it sounds. It's what happens when you double click what happens when you double click. And in this case, it's set link symbol. You can also have it be, open a level 2 or open a chart or something along those lines. But I have it set for set link symbol. And because I have it set for set link symbol, whenever I double click on a symbol within the platform, it'll automatically update anything that's in that link group. And I believe I can do the same for my position summary window. So for example, I can add that to group 1. I can go and say set link symbol on my double click event, and then I can double click on my position summary window as well. And the thinking being, the thinking behind that is you use your stock watch to, obviously traders are always looking for ideas and they trade from a variety of places, but you can use your stock watch to trade, to have your target list of things that you're going to monitor and that you're potentially going to trade. And then you can just quickly and easily flip back through them throughout the trading day.
In order to save monitor real estate, can those window menu / tools and bottom tabs be removed or hidden?
You can. And that's a great question. I have it set up for, my layout is meant to be, displayed on a single monitor. And I have all the menus because I want it to be intuitive. But in any of these windows, you can control everything you see. So for example, looking at my stock watch window, if you don't want to see the menu up here where it says action symbols and view, I can just go to view and then remove the title bar, or view, remove the menu bar. And then, and everywhere in all of the windows in here function like that, so that you can get rid of get rid of everything except the information within the window to show you just, to save on real estate.
Great. So there's we're pretty much out of time. A couple questions. I think I'll just address one kind of quick. I think I can answer that one. It's how to link TI Pro and Sterling Pro platform and use as algo. And right now, I think we can symbol link, but we're going to do, I heard recently, an API integration that will improve all of our linking back and forth, I think. And currently, we don't offer any automatic trading via Sterling, but that could be in the cards in the future after an API integration, I think.
Absolutely, I agree with everything you said, and I would encourage your users to stay tuned because we do plan on doing a lot more with Trade Ideas.
So if someone's a retail active day trader, between Sterling Pro Elite, LST, or STT, Fusion, what's best?
If they're a retail active day trader, we would recommend Sterling Trader Pro. All of the platforms are good. They all have their different nuances. But Sterling Trader Pro is the most widely deployed platform for the active day trading community, and that's where all of the tools that are requested are built out first. So that's really if we're talking to a typical active day trader, Pro is the platform that they want to use.
Great. So if anyone has any other questions, what's the best email they should reach out to you guys at?
sales@sterlingtrader.com. And please, we do, let me just pop that back up there. So sales@sterlingtrader.com. Please feel free to email us any questions, any follow-up. You can email us your information if you'd like us to send you a demo. You can also go to our website to register for a demo. We don't, as I mentioned before, we don't charge for demo logins. We want you to kick the tires on the platforms. And we want to hear from you. Any feedback is great. I'm thrilled that we got as many questions as we did. That's a big part of why we do these things.
Audio.
And Scott, I think we may have lost your audio. But one other question I saw did just come in. For anyone that requests a demo, typically demos are 2 weeks, but we can always we're always happy to extend them. So the point of the demo is to let you kick the tires and play around with the system. So standard 2 weeks, but we're always happy to extend them.
Great. Yeah, I was on mute momentarily there. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Problem.
Thank you, Ravi. Thanks everyone for attending. We'll have a recording up later tonight. Sterling will also get a copy of that to put up at some point in the future when I can get that over to them. Thanks. Yeah. Any questions? Just email sales@sterlingtrader.com or shoot us an email info@trade-ideas.com and we'll relay the message. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Ravi. We'll be talking to you guys soon.
Thank you, Scott. We really appreciate it, and thank you to everyone that attended. We appreciate it. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.